Hold on, it's connecting. And we should be live. Oh, now we're live. Good afternoon, Mount Vernon and anyone else who's joining us, fans of volleyball. Your host today, Joe Breezemeister again, back at it. My father had to go do something for work, but he will be back shortly to join us. So just an overview of the game, really. Vinton-Shellsburg, their main hitter, Briley Bruce, 4.9 AS per game, so assists per game. That's not their main hitter. Excuse me. Good day. Okay, sorry about that. A lot of this stuff I'm not real sure on.
All right, here we go. I'm
notes.
in. Hello. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. I'm on call for the hospital, and we're here for a little volleyball action tonight, where we've got the Mount Vernon Mustangs, your Mount Vernon Mustangs, against the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings here in the regional championship. They're going to play for a chance to go to state tonight. So, your Mustangs come in tonight with an impressive season so far, and I think they've lost 5 matches total. And the Vikings come in at 26-13, I believe. So 28-13. I'm sorry, 28-13. So, tonight, as always, we are so blessed to have our sponsors. They take care of us. They make sure we can bring this to you live and free. So if you're down in Texas or you're across town and just can't make it out tonight, you get to listen to this game for free. So a big shout out to our sponsors and our Maroon sponsors. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, okay, I'll take it away. Our Maroon sponsors, we have Ability Physical Therapy, Richard Hansen Holtz Insurance Agency, Bunch Heating and Cooling, Gary's Foods, Lynch Ford Chevrolet, Downtown Dental, Iowa Physical Therapy, Hall & Hall Engineering, Copenhaver and Associates, Luneskis Consulting, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Robinson Construction, Budget Blinds of Eastern Iowa. Every in-game block for the Mount Vernon Mustangs will be a budget blind block. The Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation. Our platinum sponsors include Yox Landing. Our gold sponsors, Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, Palisades Family Dental, Scores/Wilkie Liquors, U.S. Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing. Need purchase, refinancing, or building a new home? Contact James Erickson at U.S. Bank Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing. Great rates, products, and service. And our silver sponsors, Bluegrass Enterprises, Mount Vernon Chiropractic, MVCDG Community Development Group, Bridge Community Bank, Photo Image, and Stuart Baxter Funeral Home. Thank you to all of our amazing sponsors who allow us to produce this game and footage for you.
All right, we're headed straight to the starting lineups here soon. So Matt Tatey, our athletic director out there, thanking, of course, the officials tonight. The Vikings, as I mentioned, coming into this match in 28-13. They are led by head coach Devin Kearns, assistant coaches Carly Myers, Shelly Patterson, and manager Kenna Kurth. So, on paper, Joe, when we go ahead and look at this matchup, it should be a Mustang victory, but we will have to see. We'll have to see what happens tonight. And here's Matt with our starting lineups. Jake Coots, number 4. Junior, number 6, Ashlyn Murray. Number 9, Ashley Meyer. Number 10, Julia Johnson. Ashley Meyer, number 13. And then number 1, Abby Davis. And now the starting lineups for your Mount Vernon Mustangs. Jaden Rollin will be working a lot of the back row for us. Brooke Ellison, number 8. Madeline Miller, the quarterback of the crew. Parker Whittam, number 13. Chloe Meester, who leads the team in kills. And, of course, number 29, our middle blocker, Kyla Vaughn. Number 9, libero, Cameron Brand. And we'll see a lot of Emma Meester then, too. And here we are with the national anthem. All right, folks. We're on to live action here. Leading the Mustangs tonight, or leading Vinton-Shellsburg. You're going to see a lot of Briley Bruce, so she's leading the team in assists per game. Ashton Murray is their kill leader, 2.2 kills per game, and Alyssa Griffith at just under a block a game. For the Mustangs, as I mentioned, our quarterback, setter Madeline Miller at over 10 assists a game. Chloe Meester, you'll see a ton of her tonight. She'll be pounding the ball on the outside, 5.2 kills per game. Kyla Vaughn, just under 1 block per game. And then the Cameron Brand, our libero, 3.2 digs per game for the Mustangs.
And if you look at those stats there, the Mustangs really stack up a lot higher than Vinton-Shellsburg here. I'd say the key for the Mustangs is to come out strong. In our last 2 playoff games, they've come out a little slow and have let the other team stay with them for the first 10 or so points. And there's a block already by Kyla Vaughn.
And that's the budget blind block by Kyla Vaughn for the first point of the match. Brooke Elson back to serve for the Mustangs. Ellison serve. Goes long. Side out and point for Vinton-Shellsburg. There's Bradley Bruce now back to serve, the senior for Vinton-Shellsburg. Jump float for Rollin, who puts it right to Madeline Miller, who goes with the dump immediately. Straight down. It pays to have a 6'1" setter, Joseph.
Absolutely. And she's so good at those dumps, just finding places where the other team doesn't have anyone to try and get that ball.
Brand back to serve for the Mustangs. Jump float down the line, just a little wide. And we're all tied up at 2. Sub into the game. Tess Erickson coming in for number 10, Julia Johnson for the Vikings. Griffith back to serve. Pass straight up to Madeline Miller, who sets the one in the middle to Parker Whittam off the top of the block for a side out.
Well, let's see if we can get a serve into play here. Our last 2 serves have both gone out of bounds.
They have. Emma Meester checks into the front row, so now we have the 2 Meesters and Whittam up front, and Miller back to serve. Meyer passes the ball up. Vikings have to set it over. Not a great pass start. And the back set to Meester for the thump.
Great hit there by Emma Meester. And when you have both Meesters there in the front row, you have to be super worried about both sides.
Yeah, perfect placement on the set from Miller there, too. Great up. Just great all-around play for the Mustangs. Miller back to serve again. Griffith passes it up. They set it out of bounds. Block back. Another budget blinds block. Passed over by Erickson. Outside now to Chloe Meester. Popped down. Popped up by Bros. Little roll shot. Mustangs pop that up. And bumped over by Emma Meester. Set outside to Murray, who puts that one in the bottom of the net. So that'll be point Mustangs. Miller on a nice little run here with her serves. She'll be back to serve again. Great serve, overpass. Whittem with a directed block, popped up by the Vikings. Roll shot by Murray to the back row, mishandled off Cameron Brand's hand and out of bounds. Side out Vikings.
Subbing in there for the Vikings was number 4, Jade Coots.
So Meyer back to serve. Right to Brand. Doesn't make Miller move at all. They set about a 1.5 to Meester, who crunches it out of the middle. That's a side out. That's a look out here. Here it comes block. There were no blockers really up there. And as a back row player, you're just wondering, hoping you don't get hit in the head.
Absolutely. No one wanted a piece of that hit from Chloe.
Meester's serve. Calling a double hit there on the set.
Good serve there by Meester.
Serve again, right to the libero. Pops it up. Back set. Popped up by Meester. Miller sets Whittem in the middle, who gets blocked by the Vikings. Nice double block by the Vikings. They read that pretty well. We side out Vinton-Shellsburg. Great pass up to Miller. Sets it again in the middle of Whittem. Popped up by Davis. Bumped over by Bruce. Another round for the Mustangs here. Back set to Emma Meester. Puts it off the top of the block. Popped up again by the Vikings. Back and forth in this rally here. Set outside to Brooke Ellison for her first kill of the match.
A great hit there by Brooke Ellison. You know, she's not one of the taller girls that plays in the front row, but she gets up there on them.
She's got some nice hops and a good snap.
Addison Gookin in to serve for the Mustangs.
Serves it, popped up by the libero, right to the setter. Nice middle set for the Vikings there. That's Coots putting it down. Nice play. It all starts with a great pass. Good set, and Coots does the rest, right? Side out Vikings. It's 8-5 in favor of your Mustangs. Number 10 back to serve. That's Johnson. Popped up by Ellison. Set outside to Ellison again. Bumped over by Miller after a nice little scramble there. Back set. That's a back set to Bruce, who puts it away. So the Vikings, the key, I think this little mini run they're making here is their passing. They're passing really well. Johnson serves again. Aaron Jackson in the game pops it up. Set off the net to Ellison, who puts it just out of bounds.
And the Mustangs are struggling a little bit with the serves here from number 10, Julia Johnson.
Johnson back again. Serves it to Ellison. This time a better pass to Miller. And back set to
Emma Meester.
Couldn't see it through the official for the kill. Side out Mustangs. Jaden Rowland into the game for Meester. She'll run the back row for Meester, and she'll go back to serve. Cross-court serve. Coots puts it up. Set outside to number 13. That's Griffith, who puts it out of bounds. And that'll be point Mustangs. Rollin back to serve again. Griffith pops it up. Back set. Back set to Coots, out of bounds. She's begging for a touch. I don't think she got it. I don't think they touched it. Do you think, Joe?
I don't think they touched it at all.
Yeah, I don't think that was close.
And, you know, the great officials here, so obviously whatever they say goes.
Absolutely. Griffith pops it up. Bruce tips it. Dug up by Brand. Set outside to Ellison. Dug up again by Johnson. Serve again. Set outside to Griffith. Off the top of the block. Ah, there you have some gym feed now. Thanks, Matt. Mr. Tatey, the ever-present Mr. Tatey, always helping out. So the auto's a little better now. Davis back to serve. Passed up by Rollin. Nail pass. Vaughn gets it, sneaks it over on the one. Popped up again. Bumped over by Griffith. Right to Brand. Puts it to. Oh, that is just a fantastic dump by Madeline Miller. She has grown so much in the last year from her play. You don't see a lot of setters when they go to dump, they'll go dump cross court as opposed to straight down or into the back corner. Back corner, it's impossible to dig in transition almost. Ellison back to serve again. Passed up nicely by Johnson. Middle tip. That was Griffith. Popped up by the Mustangs. Back over. Griffith hits it again. This time off the single block. Puts it off the side of the block of Meester's block. Down for a point for the Vikings. And Bruce is back to serve now for the Vikings. Scores 13-9. Nice handle. Tight pass by Rollin. Great handle by Miller. Out to Meester, who puts it in a place that nobody's going to dig it unless they want to take it in the head. What do you think of the play so far of the Mustangs, Joe?
I think they're starting off better. It's good to see that we're up early in this game. And there's another hit out by the Vikings. They've had a few of those.
The Vikings have made several unforced errors on their hitting, so if they want to stay tight with the Mustangs, they're going to have to tighten that up a little bit. Brand with a short serve. Popped up by Meyer. Set outside to Ashford Murray. Puts it over. Mustangs set it back up. Murray hits it again. This time a little more success off the side of Brand's arms and out of bounds.
And the Mustangs in these past two playoff games have really seemed to take control of the game when it gets around 10 to 15 points and just pull ahead of their competition. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Set outside to Meester with a nice cut, but just out of bounds.
A little off balance there on that hit from Chloe Meester. I think it was set out a little farther than she had prepared for.
Griffith back again to serve. Ellison with the perfect pass. Back set to Meester, who hits it right into the lap of Bruce, and that's a tough dig there. Meester gets so high when she hits. You know, that's the key to her hitting, is hitting that ball really high where the block just isn't going to get there. Madeline Miller, your setter, back to serve. Set outside to number 8. That's Erickson. Back set to Emma Meester. Dug up by the Vikings. Tip over. Brand puts it back up. Set outside to Chloe Meester, who puts the ball into the net. And that'll be side out for the Vikings. 16-12 in favor of your Mustangs. Meyer back to serve again for the Vikings. Serves it to Ellison, puts it up about the 10-foot line to Miller, who sets a middle to Meester, who terminates off the arms of Bruce out of bounds. Side out and point for the Mustangs.
And that's really important there for the Mustangs to get it right back to Chloe after her kind of hit into the net. She really feeds off the energy of this team, and when she plays well, the whole team does well.
Yep, she's an important piece. Coots puts that roll shot out of bounds, deep, about 5 feet. So that'll be a point for the Mustangs. And a timeout here by Vinton-Shellsburg. While we're in timeout, I think we'll be able to hear from one of our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lansing with Lynchford Chevrolet. As you're probably aware, new vehicle inventory is at an all-time low. However, there's an option. One way is for you to special order your new vehicle exactly how you want it. You pick the model, the equipment, and even the color. It doesn't cost any extra, and our salaried salespeople will work with you to make sure your vehicle gets top priority. So let us help you order your new vehicle of your dreams at Lynchford and Lynch Chevrolet, where we really are selling a lot of cars in a very different way.
Many thanks to our friends at Lynch Ford Chevy. And we're back to live action here. So out of the timeout in game one, it's Mustangs 18, Vinton-Shellsburg 12, with Chloe Meester back to serve.
And the Vikings,
for the Mustangs,
if they want to keep this one close, they're going to have a huge hill to climb, down 6.
Griffith with a good pass. Back set to Tess Erickson, who puts it out of bounds. No touch on the play. 19-12. Mustangs starting to pull away, Joe. Good prediction on the pull away there, about 15. Meester serves again. Davis puts it up. Bruce sets it outside. Off the Mustang block. Coots hits it off the Mustang block. They call Whittem for a lift. So that'll be side out and point. Whittem.
There's a serving error by the Vikings.
Serve out of bounds. I believe that's their first service error of the game.
I think so.
Or of the match, for that matter. But we've only had one game in the match. Addison Gookin back to serve. She'll put the jump float up. Serves down the line to to Bruce. Set goes outside to Bruce, who sets it over to Miller. Into Vaughn in the middle. Popped up nicely by Davis, who sets it out, and then they set it outside to Erickson, who tools off the side of the block for a kill. So Erickson will go out of the match, and Julia Johnson will go back in. So she had a nice run in her first chance at service. We'll see how she does the second time around here, Joe. Serves it up to Brand. Struggles with the pass. Too low for Miller to handle, so that'll be a point for the Vikings and for Johnson on her serve. And a nice serve from Johnson. She's back again. Similar spot. Jackson handles this one nicely.
That one hit out by Kyla Vaughn.
Miller a little shoot out to Vaughn, who puts it out of bounds, couple feet. That's another point for the Vikings.
Vikings brought it within 4, 20-16.
Perfect set, perfect serve by Jackson. Gets it to Miller, who puts a great back set. Termination from Emma Meester, so to get him out of that rotation.
And the Mustangs have, they struggled earlier with dealing with number 10, who's Julia Johnson serves.
Rollins serves it up. They set it outside to Griffith, puts it in. Popped up again by Rollins. Back set to Griffith. Another tip over. Back set to Vaughn, who tips it in. Johnson with the dive, couldn't quite get there. And that's the other thing, Vinton-Shellsburg. Against a team like Mount Vernon, a good team, setting the ball over doesn't work. The Vikings have got to bring velocity. You've got to hit the ball, even if the ball's off the net and not perfect, because Mount Vernon just ate it up. Rollins serve into the bottom of the net, so that'll be a side out and a point for the Vikings.
And I think that's our third or fourth serving error, where we just haven't even given ourselves a chance to play defense because we haven't gotten it in or over the net.
Davis serving to Brand, who pops it up about 10-foot line. Miller sets it outside. Brooke Ellison. Popped up by Johnson. Set outside to Bruce. Popped up by Rollins. Set outside again to Brooke Ellison with a nice little roll shot. A little off speed from Brooke there.
And Brooke's really good at hitting at cross court. She comes all the way over from that left side and puts it so far over on the right sometimes. And that time she just looked like she kind of just rolled it over.
Yep, just over the arms of the outstretched block and down. Okay, so we'll go to our second commercial of the game.
Don't let your aches and pains go untreated. Don't be content with less than ideal function of your body. Get back to an active and progressing lifestyle with help from Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness. At Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness, our team of professional therapists, trainers, and office staff are dedicated to getting you back in your optimal physical function. Choose one of our 4 convenient locations in Center Point, Marion, Mount Vernon, and Solon. For total patient care, choose Ability Physical Therapy.
Here we are back to live action. Joe, what are you seeing?
There's been serving errors from both teams, really. A lot of hits that have gone out, and both teams have kind of given the other team some points. There's a great hit there by Chloe Meester for the Mustangs to go to game point here. And that timeout by Vinton-Shellsburg, I'm not sure if it was for this game or for the next to kind of prepare them, because this one's almost put away, 24-17.
Ellison with the serve. Passed up by Johnson. Bruce sets it. Back set to Griffith on the slide. Puts it out of bounds. And that'll be your game, folks. So Mount Vernon takes game 1, 25-17. Give us another opportunity now to go hear from one of our sponsors.
New window coverings are a fantastic way to update and transform a space, and in this part of the country, we hope you'll consider Budget Blinds. Your local franchisee, the Sill family, and their many team members recently received 2 huge national honors. They won the National Franchisee of the Year award from Budget Blinds, and they earned our National Best of the Best award for customer satisfaction based on their record of outstanding customer reviews for years. We love that Budget Blinds has the huge selection and buying power of a big national chain, but operates with the personal touch that comes with local family businesses. If you're looking for stunning blinds, shades, shutters, drapery, the Budget Blinds team has what you need both residentially and commercially. The Sill family will bring many great design ideas to the table in an in-home consultation. Then their installation teams will make sure that your window coverings are installed professionally, ensuring many years of enjoyment. Please visit budgetblinds.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Budget Blinds, style and service for every budget.
Okay, we are back to the gym here, and after we heard from our friends at Budget Blinds, joining us now is the third portion. I'm Eric Briesmeister. You're listening to Joseph and I, my son, do the first game call and analysis. And now we've got Statman extraordinaire, Truman Jordan, going to talk to us a little bit. That was a dominant first game by the Mustangs. What do the stats tell us, Truman?
The stats tell us that we didn't play that well. If I had kept stats for Vinton, they didn't play very well either. If you notice, their best hitter was also their back row setter. I think she got one set that was hittable the whole game, and the rest of the time she was either too far outside or too far inside. Anyway, we made 3 serving errors, had a ball handling error. Discouragingly enough, because I didn't think Vinton was that good a blocking team, we made 5 hitting errors, so we made 9 offensive errors, the way I count them. We had 14 kills, which was considerably more than they had, and 1 block. No aces, so we had a plus 15 and a minus 9. It's only a plus 6, which is usually, we play well. We're between plus 10 and plus 15.
Sure.
So that's a sure sign we didn't play that well. Chloe Meester, however, got her 5 kills a set average, even though I thought Madeline Miller deliberately stayed away from her the first time they were across the front row because she assumed Vinton was going to focus on her, and she set everybody else before she set Chloe. I don't know if you noticed that. But
We didn't. Good insight. So, eliminate some errors. Obviously, I mean, our hitting is dominant.
I think that's right.
Eliminate some errors and then see if we can't what's another key to this second game here, Truman? What do you think?
We'll see what happened. Did you notice that on the very first play, Madeline Miller took the first kill herself?
I did. Those setters, they got to set themselves occasionally. Otherwise, they ain't getting anything.
That's for sure. Here you go, Joe.
Thank you, Truman. That's Truman Jordan with the inside. Now we'll be back to action once again. I'm Eric Briesmeister, and joined by Joseph Briesmeister here on my right-hand side. On the left-hand side of the court are your Mustangs, and then in the black and gold, which, isn't a great color, is it, Joe? Black and gold?
Absolutely not. I think any team that decides to wear black and gold should never show up on the court or the field for that matter.
Agreed. So we got a couple Cyclone fans here, but we love our Mustangs. So Here we are. Davis back to serve, starting your second game.
And actually, speaking of black and gold, I have a fan listening to me. Mr. John Feldman is out there. He wanted to shout out.
Yeah, we've got first kill of the second game outside to Chloe Meester. They didn't go away from her that time. Davis couldn't handle it. Shout out to Michael and Leanne Briesmeister, who are driving their way to Chicago right now, listening to us on the road. So drive safe, folks. Brand back to serve.
An
Vikings,
ace there.
Yeah, Vikings struggle to handle that. Johnson shanked that one off the side of her arm.
Is that the first ace of the match?
If they get 2 touches, I don't think it's technically an ace, but that's got to be one of our first kind of kill off of a serve.
I didn't know those rules.
That's okay. Murray pops it up. They set it outside. Meyer puts that one out of bounds. And Brand is back to serve again.
The Mustangs up with an early lead here, 3-0.
Serves it, popped up. Johnson with the overpass. Put down nicely, directed block from Miller for the kill. That's 4-0. Nice little run to start the game. Vikings are struggling with their passes. Oh, that's a good pass. And a nice set. Dug up by Rolland off the block. Set it outside to Meester, who put the little roll shot in the bottom of the net. That's a miss hit from Meester. Although bottom of the net on our side is always open. Nobody digs that.
That's true. I think she could put it there every time, and
they'd never
no
dig
one
it.
from the other team would ever get it.
Bruce back to serve. Promptly serves it in the net, so.
That's another open spot. Their side of the net.
Either team can put it in the bottom of the net. Nobody digs that. You're going to bat 1,000 in the wrong way. So a wasted opportunity for the Vikings, and Madeline Miller back to serve. Johnson puts it up. Back set to Griffith. Set outside to Meester. Hits it down the line out of bounds. Side out for the Vikings, and Griffith back to serve now. She serves down the line to Meester. Perfect pass to Miller. One-handed set. Thrown over. And a short set. Cross-court hit. Passed up by Brand. Whittem hits it over. And Erickson puts it deep and out of bounds. That makes it 6-2 in favor of our Mustangs. Meester back to serve. Puts it short. Handled by Griffith nicely. Bruce back sets it. Meyer kind of whiffs on that one. Couldn't quite get it over. That was a tight set for Ellison. She couldn't quite get it over. They called 4 hits then on the Mustangs. So
she didn't really look ready to run up and hit that one. I think she was expecting it set back more.
Meyer, great handle by Miller. I'm sorry. Eric Jackson passes it. Good handle by Miller. Back set to Emma Meester. It was dug up by the Vikings. Net violation. I think that was on. Who was that on, Joe? Was that on Bruce or Griffith?
No idea. I wasn't watching the net.
So net violation on the Vikings. Addison Gukin back to serve. Cross-court serve. Popped up by Murray. Rose sets it out of outside. Goots puts it over. Blocked. That budget blinds block. Set outside. They're going to call a double hit on the setter. Assistant coach does not agree for the Vikings. I think that's a good call. That was definitely a double hit. Gukin back to serve again. Puts it short. There's our first ace, Joseph.
There we are. I think I would have given the other ace, you know. That's probably why I'm not down there and I'm
Pad
up
the
here.
stats.
Yep, absolutely.
Call it a three-pointer when they only get a two-pointer in ball. Is that what you do?
No, that's where you throw it off the backboard 5 times, patch your rebounds.
Of course. Nice rally here from both teams. Miller sets back to Meester. Puts it cross court, dug up by Bruce. Davis sets it outside. Another budget blind block from Emma Meester that time. Bruce passes it over. Miller sets it back to Meester.
That time she got it down.
Who thumps it down in the middle of the court. Back middle of the court.
And so an early lead for the Mustangs, already up 10-3.
10-3. Emma Meester hits a really heavy ball. That ball comes with a lot of velocity.
Yeah. If the Vikings aren't, say, that one's hit out by Addison Gukin. Another serving error. As I was saying, if the Vikings aren't careful here, Mustangs might start to run away with this one.
Yeah, that serve was just a bit outside for you Major League fans. Miller sets it back to Meester. Davis pops it up, pops it over. Dug up by Meester again. It's outside Brooke Ellison. Popped up by the Vikings. Coots tries to hit it over. Puts it down on their side of the net, so that'll be a side out and a point for the Mustangs. Jaden Rollins back to serve. Bruce passes it up. Ball set. Oof. Yeah, they're gonna call a double hit on the setter there. That was a little ugly. That was a really tight pass. Setter's got to turn their body if they want to really handle that and try not to be in the net. So Bruce passes it up again. Back set. Back set to number 8, Erickson, who puts it off the block and down. So much needed side out for the Vikings. It's 12-5, Joseph.
Yep.
Mustangs are running away with this one. What's the difference between this game and the first one, do you think?
You know, I really think it's the serving errors. We got up, we had a few good hits in that first set, and we were scoring points, except we were just giving points away. I think we had 2 or 3 serving errors, and that really just killed us in the beginning of that first set. Doing much better here in the second.
All right, here we go. Bruce set in the middle, tipped over, another budget blinds block. Set outside to Meester. We got some, there's another double hit from number 6, the setter Murray. We got some extra sensitive Hawkeye fans out there, Joe. Brandon Picklick does not like me picking on his poor Hawkeyes.
Uh-oh.
The one guarantee I'll make for you, Brandon, is that both these volleyball teams will score more points than Iowa State combined this weekend. So we got to struggle offensively. All right, it's 14-5, folks. We will go to another one of our sponsors here, I think.
Hello, welcome to Mount Vernon. Let me show you the stable.
The stable has all your shopping needs, including various sweatshirts and t-shirts.
And kids gear.
We have all your top brand t-shirts.
And stocking caps for the winter.
Stop by and see us in person at the stable or visit our website on the district homepage.
We're back. Thanks to the stable for all your Mustang gear. Ellison served up, passed up by Davis. Bruce sets it outside to Griffith. Dug up by the Mustangs. Backslide. Set to Vaughn for the kill. And that'll be 15-5. So the Mustangs continue to pull away. Ellison back to serve now. Griffith set outside off the top of the block, dug up by Brand. Nice little back dump from Madeline Miller. She is having a heck of a game tonight. Heck of a game.
When doesn't she have a good game?
She is a phenomenal setter. I think, one of the best I've seen in the high school ranks. That's our second ace serve. Ellison with the second ace serve of the match for the Mustangs. Mishandled by Vinton-Shellsburg. Vinton-Shellsburg just needs to calm down here a little bit. They're down by a bunch. It's a hard game, but it's a simple game. Good pass, good set, good hit.
Yep.
Ellison serves it again. Davis pops it up. Puts it outside to Griffith. Dug up by Rowland. Or to Miller, who sets it deep. They set outside to Bruce. Hits it down the lane to Rowland for a kill. So the senior Briley Bruce brings the Vikings out of a little bit of a slump there, and we'll have Davis back to serve now for the Vikings. Middle hit to Meester, and they call number 9. That's Ashley Meyer in the net. So 18-6, Mustangs really putting it on the Vikings this game.
Yeah, and we talked about when it was about 10-4, Mustangs were up, that they really start to pull away in the middle of these sets, and it seems like they've done exactly that.
Meyer with a nice tip to the open court. Brown couldn't quite get to it. She was a couple inches from digging that, so good heady play from Meyer. And Bruce back to serve. Senior puts it down the line to Rowland. Up to Miller. Sets it outside to Chloe Meester. Another block there. Budget Blinds block for the point. That's from Chloe Meester.
And you don't hear this a lot in volleyball, but she kind of just out-muscled the other team there on that block.
She did. She's a good 6'2", and I think the Vikings, their tallest girl up there right now is probably about 5'10". And Chloe jumps really well. So that's an M&M'er, as Dick Vitale would say. That's a mismatch, baby.
What is that a quote from?
Dick Vitale. He broadcasts basketball games. Never mind, Joe.
Oh.
Back to volleyball action. Miller sets the one that Meester promptly thumps to the ground. Vikings had no shot on that one. That's a kind of close your eyes and hope it hits your arm and goes up. Just pray it doesn't hit you in the noggin. Meester back to serve. Serves down the line. Popped up nicely by Griffith to Bruce, who sets it outside to Meyer. That's the second nice kill that Meyer's had there in the game. Last one on a tip, and then the one prior on a tip, and that one on the back set. So Meyer back to serve now, 20-9 in favor of your Mustangs. Serves the back middle, but strong and long. Jackson wisely lets it go out of bounds, and that's a service error on the Vikings. Addison Gookin into the game. Going back to serve again. Popped up by Davis. Set outside to Coots. Popped up by Gookin. Back set to Brooke Ellison. Ooh, they're calling it tight on the double hits, folks. That's a double hit on your Mustangs.
I think that was number 5, Aaron Jackson, there with the double hit.
Yeah, that was pretty tight, but good call by the official. Murray serving. Popped up nicely to Miller, who back sets it. Great dig by Murray in the back row. They set it outside to Erickson, who roll shots it over. Ellison down the line, popped up. Oh, yeah, that's going to be another double hit. Oh, Erickson on the double hit there. That was an easy call for the up official.
And is that her 4th or 5th of this set?
Double hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's their probably 4th or 5th ball handling error. Set outside to Bruce, popped up. Mustangs counter. Ellison on the other side. Bruce again with the hit. And the budget blind blocks from Madeline Miller. The single shingle. And the block for the Mustangs. That puts us at 23-10. Davis gets the errant pass up to Bruce, who bumps it over. Right to Brand, straight up to Miller. Sets the middle, tipped over by Ellison. Popped over the Mustang, or by the Vikings. Roll shot over. Miller attempts to dump, but popped up again by the Vikings, playing some scrappy ball. Coots attempt on the tip. Another budget blind block. There, this one by block leader Kyla Vaughn. And Rollin back to serve for game point, 24-10. Set outside.
And the third budget blinds block in a row for the win there in the second
Madeline
set.
Miller with the win and the kill.
So 25-10 that game. You know, the Mustangs just really ran away with that one.
Yeah, they really did. They really did. Just a dominant performance from your Mustangs. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and pass this over to the stat man, Mr. Truman Jordan, who will be giving you the stats. Truman, what was the key to that dominant second game victory?
Well, I think the key to the dominant second game was letting Vinton-Shellsburg make mistakes. We had 9 kills, which was 5 less than we had in the first set. And we had 3 blocks, which was 1 more than we had in the first set, and we had 2 aces. So we still kept about the same offense going. We had a plus 14. And we cut down on our errors. We only made a -5, so we ended up with a plus 9 for the set. But when we have a plus 14 on our offensive side and the other team, and we get 25 points, that means the other team made 11 errors, which was a lot more than we made.
Yeah.
I thought Vinton-Shellsburg dug the ball very well, but as you said, their setting was not on and their hitting was not on. So you have to do more than dig, although I'd love to have their diggers. They cover the ball well, but we just got out of the way and let them make mistakes. Had a lot of overpasses. We got easy blocks or kills on.
Yep, and the errors there don't really allow for the Mustangs to do much with the ball. I mean, when you have that many errors on the other team, we can't get as many spikes down or blocks.
Right. Well, we didn't. It's hard to get a rhythm when the other team makes mistakes.
Yep, absolutely.
There's not a lot of flow going on.
I thought the Mustangs started that game off great. I mean, we came out with great energy, got up to a 4-0 start.
Yeah.
Great job by the Mustangs.
Passing it back now to our main director. Here you go, Eric.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Truman. Thank you, Joseph. This is Eric Briesmeister. We're going to game 3 here, folks. Get the sponsors out. Going to game 3. So this is kind of the last chance here for the Vikings. I really think they'll come out hopefully here with a little more fire. They look pretty loose. Decent, I would say, decent body language from the Vikings. So hopefully game 3 here they can put their best foot forward and make a little better match out of this. Thus far they probably haven't played up to their potential, and of course a lot of that has to do with the Mustangs, right?
Yep.
I think game 2 there was an example of just a really dominant volleyball team.
Yeah, and it looked like Vinton-Shellsburg kind of had the energy sucked out of them in the beginning of that game, and all the way through it, the Mustangs really took it to them in that second set, and let's see what they do here in the third.
Yeah, this is a tough position for Vinton-Shellsburg. You know, your seniors here. I saw Coots come out of the locker room. She looks a little bit upset. The rest of them look okay, but you've got your seniors in Davis and Coots and Meyer and Griffith and Bruce. This is their last game of their high school career potentially. So I hope they come out with some really good energy and put everything they can into this game, and we'll see what happens. So Ellison back to serve. Popped up by Johnson. Passed over by Davis. Gets it straight to Rollin. Gets it straight to Miller, who sets it to Meester in the middle for the kill off the top of the block. 1-0 for the Mustangs. Ellison back to serve again. She serves it deep. Good eye from Johnson. We wisely let that one go out of bounds. 1-all.
We just can't have that there. In the first set, when we had serving errors like that, we allowed the Vikings to stay in the game longer. And that second set we cleaned it up, and then there's another hitting error from Kyla Vaughn that time. But the errors really allow the Vikings to stay in the game with the Mustangs. And so as long as we clean those up, I think we'll take this game, third game, pretty easily.
Serves it again to Brand, who pops it straight up. Set outside to Meester, who puts it straight down, about 2 feet outside the 10-foot line. You're not digging that, Joe. Well, you might dig it with your face off the bounce, but you're not digging it. Not digging it with your arms. 2-all. And Brand back to serve. Puts it floater down the line. Popped up by Murray. Set outside to the other Murray. Mishandled by Rollin. Couldn't quite pop it up where she wanted to, and Meester couldn't get there for the second ball. And this is Griffiths back to serve, the senior. Passed up by Brand. Over to Meester, off the top of the block. Off the top of the block. Off the touch by Davis. Side out Mustangs. Madeline Miller with the smile and going back to serve. So Mustangs are having fun. She serves it cross court, mishandled by Meyer. Roll shot over the net, popped up by Brand. Great set from Madeline Miller. Over to Parker Whittam, who puts it down. That's a really tough set to block, Joe. When you're sitting in the middle and your setter is about the 10-foot line, kind of drops the shoulder and shoots it up to that's a really tough ball to block.
Yeah.
Miller puts it cross court, off Ashley Meyer's arms and out of bounds. Point for the Mustangs, 5-3 now in favor of your Mustangs. Miller serves again, going cross court again. They're picking on Meyer. She mishandles that one. And Murray pops it over. Pass right to Madeline Miller, who sets it to Emma Meester, who puts it in the middle back for a kill. Mustangs just rolling along. There's a stampede down there, Joseph, from the Mustangs.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Shout out to Bryce Plotty, who's watching the broadcast at home, the stream at home. He says that I've failed you, that you don't know who Dick Vitale is. So, Bryce, I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry I wasn't born in 1960s.
Bryce, we obviously need to watch more hoops at home. Set outside to Chloe Meester, who got the kill, but they called a double hit then on the set from Miller. So, side out. Oh, wow. Tough serve from Meyer off the top of the tape and down. Mustangs didn't react to that ball, and it just tumbled to the ground. So 6-5. Once again, Vikings hanging around those Mustang errors. Meyer serves again. Passed up by Jackson, right to Muller. Sets it outside to Emma Meester. Dug up by Meyer. Another great up. Griffith puts it up. Bruce tracks it down. Cross-court hit. Popped up by Chloe Meester. Back set to Emma Meester. A roll shot over. Meyer roll shots it over. Popped up by Brand. Set in the middle. Parker Whittam, who puts it down off Coots and off Coots' block and down. Whittam with a couple kills with his front row rotation. Rotation.
Happens to the best of us.
And Meester back to serve. Griffith passes it right up to the setter, Bruce. Sets outside of Coots.
That's a good block there by Emma Meester.
Emma Meester. Emma Meester with the budget blind block.
That's a tongue twister. I think they set us up on purpose for that.
The budget blind block. Say that 10 times fast, Joe.
I'm all right. I'll save myself the embarrassment.
And if you do that, say toy boat. Roll shot. Picked up by Madeline Miller. Set on the weak side to Emma Meester, puts it down off the block, dug up. Try a back row attack from Chloe Meester, who's staying in the back row there. Puts it in the bottom of the net. And it'll be Murray back to serve. Let's see if they pick on Meester. She's not typically back there in the back row. Nope, serves it down the line to Ellison, who pops up nicely to Miller. Back set to Emma Meester. Popped up by Davis. Set outside to Bruce, who handles it, tips over. Blocked by the Mustangs. Roll shot there by the Vikings. Winham's hit. Popped up by Griffith. Bruce with a nice handle. Emma Meester. Popped up again by Griffith. Back set. Oh, that's too bad. Back set to Erickson. She couldn't quite get there. Tried to bump it over, but bumped it into the net. So.
And no one can quite back set it like Madeline Miller can.
No, she is super. Well, we're pretty blessed to have her on the squad. Gukin back in the game to serve. She'll put up the jump float. Middle of the court, handled nicely by Griffith. Set in the middle. Coots puts it down, doesn't put it down, popped up by the Mustangs. Back set by Meester, blocked. And Ellison puts it through the block for the kill. Good read. There was a little crease between the blockers, and Ellison puts it down. 10-6, Joe, are we going to pull away?
I'm going to say so. I think the Vinton here is just a little tired and down on themselves, so Mustangs, a lot of hope here, and a good tip over there by Chloe Meester. I see them pulling away in this third set.
Miller tried the back row attack out of the middle. Meester couldn't quite get there and tipped it for the kill anyway. It pays to be 6'2", Joseph.
Yeah.
Good play from Meester. They set Bruce on the outside. Popped up nicely by Gukin. Set in the middle of Vaughn, who puts it out of bounds. That'll be side out Vikings. Julia Johnson back in the game and ready to serve now for the Vikings.
Does pay to be 6'2". I don't know if you ever got there. Did you?
No, probably not. Probably not. Just with platform shoes on, Joe.
Uh-huh.
Back set, perfect pass, perfect set.
Holy
smokes. Determination from Emma Meester.
That was a big hit there.
That was. She thumped that ball. Meester, the senior, she's going to back to serve here. Tries the jumper. Trying to be uber aggressive on that, put it in the net. And Rowland is back now in the game to pass. So your passers back there are Rowland, the senior Brand, and the sophomore Meester. Back row set to Meester on the left side. And she finally gets a kill. That's her 5th kill of the game. So Meester right at her season average, and we got a 13-8 score. So they're utilizing her a lot in this third game. Ellison back to serve. Popped up by Johnson. Outside to Meyer, puts it off the block. Blocked. And blocked down off the arms of Griffith. Another budget blind block from the Mustangs. Couldn't quite see who that was. Who was that, Joseph, on the block? Sponsors.
I didn't see who that was.
All right. Well, as we mentioned early in the match, we can't do this with our sponsors, and we're going to have Joseph go through our maroon sponsors here for you during the timeout.
Okay, we have Ability Physical Therapy, Richard Hansen Holtz Insurance Agency, Bunch Heating and Cooling, Gary's Foods, Lynch Ford Chevrolet, Downtown Dental, Iowa Physical Therapy, Hall & Hall Engineering, Copenhagen and Associates, Luneskis Consulting, Mount Vernon Bank Trust Company, Robison Construction, Budget Blinds of Eastern Iowa, who we've already heard from multiple times because of the amount of blocks from the Mustangs here. The Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation. Our platinum sponsors include Yox Landing. Our gold sponsors, Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, Palisades Family Dental, Score/Wilkie Liquors, and U.S. Bank Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing. Our silver sponsors, Bluegrass Enterprises, Mount Vernon Chiropractic, MVCDG Community Development Group, Bridge Community Bank, Photo Image, and Stuart Baxter Funeral Home. Back here with the Mustangs to serve number 8, Brooke Ellison. Vikings will get that one up. Hit over there by number 9, Ashley Meyer. Chloe with the hit there. A little tip over there from number 16, Briley Bruce. And Chloe tried to get that one back up and just hit it over and out. Over and out.
We're not on the radio, Joe. We're broadcasting here, so no over and out, okay?
I thought that was the thing cops do when they're going to go in to check a crime scene or something.
Bruce with the serve, right to Rowan with a pass. Fantastic pass. Nice dig by number 10 there, Johnson. You don't see Miller get dug very often on the dump. Set outside to Meester, tools it off the side of the block. That'll be her 6th kill of the game. Cameron Brand back to serve for your Mustangs. The senior libero. Serves it down the line. Popped up nicely by Murray. Back set to Griffith for the quick. And the budget blind block from Chloe Meester with the roof. Well, she's having a dominant third game. Blocking, hitting, popping the ball up. She's playing well.
Yep.
Brand serves it again down the line. Put up by Murray. Set outside back to her. Goes off the block, and Whittam tried to dig it up, but put it out of bounds. Number 8, Tess Erickson in the game. Subbing in for number 10, Julia Johnson for the Vikings. And Griffith back to serve. 16-10 in favor of the Mustangs. Griffith, the Brand, puts it right up to Miller. Back slide to Chloe Meester. Mistimed the hit a little bit and whiffed a little bit on that hit and couldn't quite get it over. So that'll be side out in favor of the Vikings. I think the Mustangs have lost a little bit of intensity here in this third game. Jackson, kind of an off-target pass, but still got over by the Mustangs. And Griffith now will bump it over to Whittam, who gets it up tight. Miller handles it well with one hand, pops it up, and Whittam taps it over to the right side of the court and down.
And a great job there from Madeline Miller. You know, they're calling those double hits really really tight here, and I think if she would have went up with 2 hands, she might have got one called there. So the one hand set by Madeline there is just great.
Miller's serve off the side of the arm of Ashley Meyer. Bruce couldn't quite track it down. 18-11, Mustangs got a 7-point lead, their biggest of the game.
And a good try there by the Vikings to get that one up and over, but they just couldn't handle the serve there from Madeline Miller. Madeline Miller here with the serve again. Back to the Vikings. A little tip over there by number 9, Ashley Meyer. Chloe with the hit over. And there's a double hit by Emma Meester off a tip by Meyer again.
Meyer's had a good match for the Vikings, so really steady player. Not flashy, doesn't really hit the ball particularly hard, but really smart with it. She's back to serve, serves it deep to Jackson. Puts it up to Meester, who sets her sister in the back row. Dug up nicely by the Vikings. Murray tries to go for the big hit, but hits it out of bounds. And it'll be 20-12. Mustangs headed toward a quick 3-set win here, Joe. Just 5 more points. Meester back to serve. Chloe puts it cross court to Griffith. Up to Brose, who sets it to the backside. Put down nicely by Murray down the line. It'll be side out for the Vikings. They need more than side out, so they can't just side out with the Mustangs, or that will lead to a Mustang victory. They got to get a little bit of run here. So Murray, the Brand with the perfect pass. Back set was a little tight, but Meester handled it well and put it right down.
Yep.
So good handle from Meester. That might be the only bad ball I've seen Madeline Miller set in the last 2 games. Once again, you know, it's getting late in the match, and we can't do this without our sponsors. So, Joseph, how about our you know, what's after our platinum? We got gold level sponsors after that?
Yeah, the gold sponsors.
Or I'm sorry, maroon sponsors. Now the gold, yeah.
We only have one platinum sponsor, which is Yock's Landing.
Oh, well, we can't forget Yock's.
Yock's Landing, absolutely.
They're fantastic.
Not.
What a great place.
Yep.
How about the gold?
The gold sponsors would be Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, Palisades Family Dental, Scores/Wilkie Liquors, and the U.S. Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing. If you need any purchasing, refinancing, or building a new home, contact James Erickson at U.S. Bank Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing. They have great rates, products, and service.
Many thanks to our platinum and gold sponsors, and we're back here to live action, folks. Addison Gukin serves it down the line. Bruce pops it up nicely. Set outside to Bruce, rolls it over. Miller digs it. Go outside to Brooke Ellison. She rolls it over again. Back set now. Back set goes to number 8, Tess Erickson, who I cannot remember her name. And she puts it down. So again, side out. Vikings are going to need a little more than side outs if they're going to make this a match. And Julia Johnson now. She went on a nice run in the first game with her serve. So
yep.
If the Vikings are going to have a shot, this is going to be it. Serving the back row to Meester. Puts it up about the 10-foot line. Miller sets Emma Meester, who rolls it over. And Bruce bumps it over, cross court to Brooke Ellison. Up again to Miller. Sets a 1 to Kyla Vaughn. Vikings pop it up, and Bruce makes a smart shot cross court with a little kill. 21-15, just a 6-point lead. Johnson again to serve. This time Brooke Ellison. Tight set. Set outside, tipped over by Ellison. Davis sets it outside to Bruce, puts it cross court to Brand, pops it up. And the back row. Miller tried the back row attack again with Meester, who put it into the net. A little mini run here for the Vikings. Can they make it a game?
I guess we'll see. Mustangs still up 21-16.
Johnson again to serve. Picking a little bit on Meester. She pops it up outside to Ellison, who rolls it over to Bruce. Mishandles the ball. Davis can't quite track it down. That's another point for your Mustangs. Serving's been really solid since game 1 for the Mustangs. They've cut down the errors and have really made the Vikings struggle on serve receive. Bruce puts it off the top of the block. Madeline Miller tries to come over on the first ball. Got dug up. Ellison, roll shot over. Dug over by the Vikings. Bumped over by Griffith. Popped up by Chloe Meester, and they try and set the backslide then to Kyla Vaughn, and she puts it out of bounds. Just got to get on top of that ball a little bit more. Vaughn underneath it just a bit, and that sends it long.
Vaughn has had troubles hitting that backslide in quite a few times.
Another hitting error from the Mustangs. The outside set goes to Brooke Ellison, who puts it in the net. That'll make it 22-18. Vikings with a little bit of comeback here. And we'll go ahead, and Joseph will give us the rest of our sponsors here. Who's left, Joe?
We have silver sponsors, which would include the Bluegrass Enterprises, Mount Vernon Chiropractic, MVCDG Community Development Group, Bridge Community Bank, Photo Image, and Stuart Baxter Funeral Home. Thank you to all of our silver sponsors.
So thank you to our maroon, platinum, gold, and silver sponsors tonight. You make this all possible for the folks at home to enjoy this match. Big crowd here tonight, so I'm glad to see everybody at the gym, but you can't be here. Next best thing is watching it online. And nice up by Rollin, and Madeline Miller says, well, if we can't get a kill from my hitters, I'm going to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little set over to the middle of the court. Vikings couldn't get there. That puts the Mustangs within 2 points of going to state. Brooke Ellison back to serve. Strong serve, popped up by Johnson, right to the setter, Bruce. To Meyer on the outside, dug up nicely by the Mustangs. Outside to Chloe Meester. Puts it in the back corner. Back cross court corner for the kill. This is for state, Joseph. This is the point that sends us down to Coralville this year. And that state tournament. Brooke Ellison to serve. Good serve, popped up to Bruce, who puts the back set to Griffith, her big hitter. Popped up by Ellison. Outside to Chloe Meester. With a termination cross court, and that's it, folks. Your Mustangs are headed back to the state tournament. Final kill there from Chloe Meester. Your final 25-18 in favor of your Mustangs.
Great game here by both teams, Mustangs and the Vikings. Obviously, a lot of errors there from the Vikings in those last two sets, but Mustangs are headed back to state.
You know, I think you just saw, a dominant team, and the Mustangs didn't play, probably their best match of the year, but definitely imposed their will on the Vikings, and Vikings are just a little bit overmatched tonight. The Mustangs have a little bit too much firepower. So great job from the Mustangs, getting the job done, headed back to state again. I don't know how many years this is in a row for them, but this is an annual habit for the Mustangs, Joseph.
Yep.
So we'll have some pictures here, and Mr. Tatey will announce with the final stats of the game. Here's Statman extraordinaire Truman Jordan. Truman, what's the roundup for that final game? How the Mustangs perform?
Well, we played much better offense that time. We had 17 kills, 3 blocks. Our blocks was significantly better, and 2 aces. That's a plus 22. We got 25 points. We did 22 of them on our offense. Unfortunately, we made 10 errors, which is more than we made all night. But we still ended up with a plus 12. Chloe Meester was shown favoritism by the setter in the last set, so she got 8 kills. That brought her up to her season average of 5%. Those last 2 kills were what she needed to get an average of 5.
Nice. You gotta keep the hitters happy if you're a setter, don't you?
Well, that's for sure. And Madeline Miller continued dumping the ball when it was not expected. She is very good at judging that. So it's off to state, and I guess we get to go down in the Iowa City area next week.
Yeah, that's what it is. Do you know when those games start, Truman?
They will start next week. I don't know if they'll start Monday. Last year they tried to end. They ended by Friday the last couple of years. So
yep.
I don't know if they're going to do the same schedule. I think we played on Tuesday last year.
Yeah, it's a Monday, typically a Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday kind of thing. But since they moved it, I'm not sure if they've changed up that schedule. We got to do a little research and figure out when that game will be.
We'll check that out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Truman.
I think Joe should make some final comments here.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a pleasure working with you, Truman. Nice job. And we're back, Joseph and I. So headed down to state again for the Mustangs, Joseph. For this regional final, this regional championship game, who'd you say your player of the game was?
I would say Madeline Miller. Her sets this entire match were really, really, really good sets. She hit her spots. She put the ball exactly where it needed to be for all those hitters to get it down on the other side, and she had a few good tip overs. The tip back. She hit some spots in the corners. Just put it right where the defense wasn't there, and I don't think they expected it a lot of the time. She's really good at hiding when she's going to put it over.
Well, I am in total agreement. I think she really dominated the match. Of course, your setter touches nearly every ball, every play, and I don't think I'd rather have anybody in the state controlling play any more than she does. She just does a phenomenal job and really does do a nice job, I think, of disguising disguising her dumps when she's going to do it or not. You can't really tell. She doesn't really telegraph it at all.
Yeah.
And that really shows. So, not only is she a setter, but she's an offensive threat then too in that way. So our player of the game, who sponsors player of the game, Joseph? Do you know who that sponsor is for player of the game?
I don't. I could check, though. I could check. The Richard Hansen Holtz Insurance Agency.
The Richard
sponsors
Hansen.
our player of the game.
There you go. So the Richards and Hansen Holtz player of the game, Madeline Miller. All right, folks. Any closing comments? Any closing insight, Joe?
I hope everybody has a great night. I'm gonna probably go home and go to bed. If it took any longer than 3 sets, I might have taken a nap over here.
It's a rough night, rough day. Their football practice, getting ready for their own state run. So if you want to come watch some great football, you can come this Friday and watch the Mustangs play against DeWitt Central, and that'll be 7 o'clock, I believe, on Friday evening, where the Mustangs will start hopefully their own state run in boys in the football. So come on out and watch the Mustangs. Of course, for that will also be on Mustang Vision, so you can enjoy that at home. Well, what a great night of volleyball. So happy for the girls. They work incredibly hard, and the coaches, they all put a lot into this, so it's great to see those efforts rewarded and a solid match for the Mustangs this evening as they put away Vinton-Shellsburg 3 straight with the sweep. So I'm Eric Briesmeister. He's Joseph Briesmeister. For Truman Jordan, Joseph, and myself, I want to wish you all a very, very happy evening. Drive safe if you're traveling anywhere tonight, and have a great evening. We'll see you all again on the airwaves on Friday night, where the Mustang football guys will take on the DeWitt Sabres. Have a great night, everyone.